According to the experiment described in passage 2, whether the author's ravens continued to show interest in a formerly new object was dictated primarily by whether that object was... Let's go back to the passage. This is actually, there's no line reference to it, but we can see the answer to this one. We can find it in the last paragraph. So the 4 young birds on our daily walks contacted all new objects preferentially. They picked them out at a rate of up to tens of thousands of times greater than background or previously contacted objects. The main initial criterion for pecking or picking anything up was its novelty. In subsequent trials, when the previously novel items were edible, they became preferred, and the inedible objects became background items, just like the leaves, grass, and pebbles, even if they were highly conspicuous. These experiments showed that ravens' curiosity ensures exposure to all or almost all items in the environment. So, what is going on here? So, whether they continue to show interest in a formerly new object was dictated by what? Well, by the fact that it was whether it was edible or not. If it's edible, they're going to pick it up again. If it's not edible, it's going to become a background item, and they're going to ignore it. So we like edible, plentiful, no. Because they, ultimately, the point of this passage is these crows or these ravens are walking around, and anytime they see anything new, they pick it up. And the only way they'll continue to pick up that thing if they see it later is if it's edible. If it's not, it kind of gets filed away into background items like leaves, grass, and pebbles, so it won't get picked up. So they kind of assemble this catalog of things that they're going to pick up so that they can eat and other things to ignore. Conspicuous, no, because even if it is conspicuous, they won't pick it up if it's not edible. And natural, no, it's way too broad. So we're going to go with A. That's the answer. More of a specific question. I think it ends up being specific even though there's no line reference, which I think is the trick of it. Is really the answer is in these lines. If they said, in lines 23 to 27, which of the following is true, it would be a much easier question. But of course, this is one we would have to do after reading the entire passage and then hopefully remembering where we can find this information. But once you find it, you just got to be very careful about your reading of this particular portion of the text because it is very specific in what the answer should be.